Hey everyone, welcome to 99.6 The Howl, the off-season sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been about a month since the last episode, so a lot of changes to the Arizona Coyotes that I haven't talked about, haven't gave my viewpoint on. So let's jump right into it. Rick Tocchet is the new head coach of our beloved Arizona Coyotes. If you remember, about 10, 11 years ago, Tocchet was the assistant coach next to Gretzky, who was involved in some gambling scandal, but that's in the past. Rick Tocchet has been climbing the ranks. Most recently, he's been the assistant coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins, who he helped win 2 Stanley Cups in a row. So that's a great resume for him. It's going to be his first time as a head coach. And he plays a fast, creative play style, and he knows how to talk to his players. He has an open door policy. He likes to cultivate those young players. And we'll see. To be honest, none of the coaches that they were scouting really jumped out at me. They had Ted Nelson, Dallas Eakins, and Rick Tocchet were like the big three names. Either one of those, I could have gone either way. I'm not big on knowing the coaches and their play style. I think it's more about the players on the ice and them trusting the coach. And I think this will be good for the Coyotes. Along with Tocchet, they announced their 2 assistant coaches. They fired Brown and Jimmy Playfair, and they hired John Maclean and Scott Allen. I believe Maclean will help with the forwards and the power play, also 5-on-5 systems, and stress finer details of a player's game, stick positioning, covering themselves, and covering their teammates when they make plays. Scott Allen spent last season with the Florida Panthers, and they had the second best penalty kill in the league. So maybe he could help the Coyotes. Coyotes the past few years have had really bad penalty kill percentages, so hopefully he improves on that front. Also, Mark Lamb of the Tucson Roadrunners, head coach, he got fired along with his assistants. He played much of the same style as Tippett, and it was a good synergy, easy transition for rookies like Perlini and Dvorak and Fisher to jump up to the Coyotes and play in the same system. But now that Tippett's gone and Mark Lamb had a weak second half of the season and Tucson fell out of the playoff race, so he's gone. Mike Van Ryn, former NHL player, he's a head coach, along with his assistants, Steve Potvin, who was previously the skills and development coach for the Coyotes, and John Slaney, who is a former Coyotes assistant coach, is going to be assisting in Tucson. So new faces everywhere for Tucson and Arizona. So hopefully they're all starting on the same foot. They could be more more synergized in their approach to teaching these young kids both on Tucson and on the Coyotes. Bad news, Jakob Chychrun just had knee surgery, which he suffered during off-season training, which that's a tough blow. Hopefully he comes back strong for training camp. I just think that with Michael Stone gone and Murphy and D'Angelo, we couldn't afford losing one of our top 4 D-men so early, even before the season started. Hopefully he has a strong recovery and he's back in training camp. If he's not, that leaves room for Mike Wood. Isn't he Mike Wood? I'm just going to say Wood to cover my bases. And then you have Adam Clendenning, which they signed in free agency, who's supposedly an underrated defenseman, hasn't really stuck to any one team. Would always get pushed off the depth chart for his respective team, but now he's got a chance with the Coyotes. Of course, you got Luke Shen and Kevin Connaught in there, but Chychrun's our best bet to slot in the second pairing with Goligoski. So, man, hopefully he comes back stronger than ever. That's all we can do. Other news, Radim Vrbata will not be coming back to Coyotes. He signed a 1-year deal with the Florida Panthers. I could take it or leave it. Vrbata was great last season, top scorer on the team, but with the way things are going, with getting rid of the old and cultivating new players and a new identity for the Coyotes. Vrbata was left at the wayside, and it's too bad that he left, but we got a lot of new players to excite us. And I think that brings us to one of the youngest teams in the NHL. We just got rid of Doan, Smith, and Vrbata, all 30, 35-year-old plus players. So that brings our team age really down. But that's the new age of the NHL. It's the young bloods, young rookies pushing their teams forward. Other news, Martinook signed a 2-year deal. Great to have him back. Great on the penalty kill. Great defensive awareness. And he could pop in some goals. Hopefully he scores some more goals this year. And the last thing on Chychrun's agenda this summer is to sign the Big Duke. Still unsigned, still a restricted free agent. But I expect him to sign within a week or two. Hopefully it doesn't get too close to training camp. But other than that, hope to see Duke sign a multi-year deal. Probably going to be under $2 million due to last season's slump, if you can call that. It was even worse than a slump. But hopefully he comes back stronger, and under the new guidance of Tocchet and the other assistants, he could bring his game back up. And him and Domi, hopefully they get that magic like they had 2 years ago. And the Coyotes would just be alright. As for season expectations, I get excited whenever I think about, seeing Stepan in a Coyotes jersey, seeing Raanta, a new goalie in net. It's been 5 or 6 years since we had a different goalie other than Mike Smith. So that'll be interesting. Love to hear what Tyson Nash has to say about the new acquisitions of Hjalmarsson, Stepan, and Raanta, and can't wait. It's about 63 days until the home opener, season opener. So mark down your calendars, and that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.